Hello, this is One Life to Collect. I'm going through my world banknote collection. I've been doing one video per binder. These are all alphabetical by country. I'm going to save Canada and the US to the very last. But we just ended with Rwanda, so I'm going to go on the third to last binder and start here with S. So starting with Samoa. This is a polymer note here. Really vibrant colors on these ones, I find. It's a great job. Here's São Tomé and Príncipe. Not sure if I pronounce that correctly, but very cool. There's 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. So some high denominations. I try to get the older series first, or sorted first in the binder, and then by denomination after that in sequential order. Here's some new ones. These are both polymer, 5 and 10. This is Saudi Arabia. Again, so I've mentioned in the past, I'm not one for condition. I'd rather have it in poor condition than not at all. So these ones here, if I do find newer, better versions of these, I'll replace the one in my collection and put it over in my box of doubles. But yeah, continuing with Saudi Arabia. These are some of the newer versions. Okay, so I'm into Scotland now. So I know I mentioned it also as if I have multiple versions of the same note, it's usually because it's got a different date on it, or there's some noticeable difference or variant. So I'll try to keep one of each of these. I'm not usually saving. I don't really care about serial numbers or signatures. I keep some of them, but not all of them. It's usually just a different date or variant that I will keep. And this is another one where the Royal Bank of Scotland, I think they issue concurrently different versions of denominations. So you can have, you know, a £1 or a £5 note from Clydesdale Bank versus Bank of Scotland. Here's Clydesdale Bank. So those basically are legal tender at the exact same time, but they're just issued by a different bank. So this one, again, this is Royal Bank of Scotland. These are brand new ones. And I just gotta fix the binder here. So these are polymer, really, really beautiful looking ones. 5, 10, and 20 pounds. Here is Serbia. So 10, 20, and 50. Here's Nikola Tesla, really nice looking note, 200, 500. I love the vertical design on these. Here's a 1,000 and 2,000. There's a 5,000 that I will be picking up very soon, I hope. Here's the Seychelles, 25, 25. These are all 25. Nice vibrant colors on that one. Here's Sierra Leone. Starting kind of oldest first. Fractional currency there, 50 cents. And then here's 1,000 and 2,000. So kind of getting up there in denomination. Here is Singapore. These are the oldest ones. Well, these are the oldest ones I have so far. I'd like to have some older ones if possible to add to my collection. Here's $1, $2, $5. See, these ones I kept, they're just slightly different in color. And then here's $2. This one's paper, this one's polymer. $5 and 10, both polymer. And then, yeah, I think it's the highest denomination I've got of that one. So here is Slovenia. So there's a 20 and a 50. Really, really nice designs on these ones. Sorry, did I have that wrong? Slovakia? Yeah, that may have been Slovakia. I'm sorry. Here is Slovenia. So 1, 2, and 5. These are printed on kind of very fragile paper. It's they tear and fold very, very easily. Here's 200. And here's some newer ones. So like really, really beautiful designs. I mean, kudos. They're very artistic. Like the colors are very vibrant. So artistically, very, very nice. I love these ones. And here's 1,000. Here is the Solomon Islands. So this is polymer. And look at the colors on these. Probably some of the most vibrant I think of any country. And look at that, Solomon Islands, $10, 20. Here is Somalia. So not the greatest condition. 50, 100, or 500 rather. And then here's Somaliland, 5, 10, 20. This might be the world's next country, you never know. Here is more Somaliland. 500, 1,000, 5,000. And then South Africa, that's the oldest rand note that I've got. And then here's 2 rand, 5. So again, I keep these. I think these ones I kept because they were all sequential order of serial number, I believe. So here's the wildlife series. Very, very nice. Great, nice artwork on these. I know I have the 21st, so I'll flip those around. And here's 10, 20. That one's a variant. And then 50, 100, and 200 I brought back with me from a trip I took there. Nice and vibrant on the back as well. And here's, oh, and then here's the newest version, 20. So here is Spain. So very interesting, almost square shape on these ones. Very good shape for how old they are. 25, and then these ones are tiny, so I put them beside each other in my binder. And these are even smaller. 5 pesetas. Not sure if I'm saying that right. 50, 100. And these are, there's 1,000. I put that in the middle just because it's a bit higher. It's not misfiled. And then here's the pre-euro. There's 200, 500, and 1,000 pesetas. Love the vertical. Here is Sri Lanka. So it was known as Ceylon, so I kept it here. I didn't file that under C. So these are the older ones. In very poor condition, but I'll look to upgrade hopefully at some point. Again, vertical designs, very cool. And then look at these colors are very vibrant. So 20, 50, and 100. These are some of the newer notes. Very nice. St. Pierre and Miquelon. This is an island off of Newfoundland, Canada. Very interesting on that one. These are Sudan. Fractional currencies. Not sure if these are filed or, you know, try to put these obviously oldest to newest, but not sure if I got that right on these. So these are somewhat newer. So So it's the 1 pound, Sudanese pound, 5 and 10. Oh, not yet. So there's 2, yeah, these are brand new, 2 and 5 Sudanese pounds. And then there's South Sudan, 5, 10, 20. Very nice colors, great artwork. All the same dude on the front. 50, 100. Here is Suriname. It's the oldest one I have there. And then 5, 10, 25. Very unique look, that's for sure. $2.50, not many of those denominations in the world. And here's 5, 25, 500. I think these have been demonetized, I think, now. These ones, I think they won awards for this series. I mean, that's spectacular. 5, 10, 25. Just some of the nicest looking notes of their time, for sure. And then they, for some reason, went from these back to these. I mean, they're okay, but the other ones I think look much, much nicer. There's 5, 10, and 20. And here's Swaziland, or Eswatini now. Very cool back. Central Bank of Swaziland. And then Sweden, so that's my oldest, 1918. Here they're the most cashless society or country in the world. So when I go there next summer, this coming summer, I'm going to try and pick up one of each denomination, bring it back with me, but might have a harder time. So that's the newest one I've got there. So here is Switzerland. So these are the oldest notes I have for Switzerland. There's fractional currency, 10. And there's 10, 20, and 100 Swiss francs. And again, I absolutely love the vertical images on this. Very futuristic. There's a 10 and a 50. And many years back, I got these from the airport in the currency exchange. So they gave me a 10 and a 20 at the time. So not in the greatest shape, but beautiful, beautiful looking notes. Okay, these are Syria. So we're almost done the S's. Syrian pounds. And these are the newest series that I have. There's 1,000. So that's it for S's, I believe. So I'm going to continue on. Only 2 binders left. This one's empty, but so yeah. Hopefully you've been watching them all. Let me know any of your feedback, and thanks for watching.